Alright man, what the fuck? Can I get a like on this for it not being clickbait? How many YouTubers, especially motovloggers, do you see who put a Ferrari in the thumbnail and go, man, ran into a Ferrari, and it's just in the clip for like 3 freaking seconds as they pass by it? We're actually going on a test ride in the motherfucker. Ooh boy, it is early for me. Up at the crack of noon. That's something else for Shade Tree Surgeon. Man, I fucking love this Multistrada. What other sport bike can you actually jump speed bumps on? I'm actually getting air at 40 miles an hour. Oh man, you can keep your super sports, man. I'll take this. Yeah, with 150 horsepower, this bike is basically a super sport with long travel suspension and bags. This thing's got the engine of a super sport, the suspension of a dirt bike, and the carrying capacity of a bagger. As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty much the perfect motorcycle. Oh, and you can ride it all day without being uncomfortable. I really honestly couldn't ask for more. I've fallen prey to the dad genes. Say it ain't so. I can't help it though. This bike is freaking amazing. Dad genes. And I guess for people who are new to the channel, I should probably tell them what I'm actually riding. This is a 2014 Ducati Multistrada that I'm on right now. The pinnacle of Italian dad jeans technology. And speaking of Italian technology, the reason I'm out of bed so early at the crack of noon, I'm a bartender by the way, so I work till 3 in the morning. Noon is early for me. Is my buddy, I see so many freaking accidents on this road, it's not even funny. Anyway, my buddy Matt gave me a ring. Matt, if you don't know, go follow him on Instagram. Matt's Tampa is an exotic car mechanic. One of 3 exotic car mechanics I'm friends with, by the way. I don't know how that happened, but I happen to know a lot of dudes who work on exotic cars. Anyway, Matt called me and said, hey man, why don't you come down to the shop? I got to take a very expensive Ferrari for a test ride, and you can tag along. And when somebody calls you and says, hey, do you want to go for a ride in a car that's worth about 3 times as much as the house you live in? You get out of bed and you say yes. Now, I don't even know what kind of Ferrari it is. I just know it's fancy. Of course, I'm not really much of a car guy. I'm sure you dudes a lot of you dudes watching right now will probably recognize it immediately, but I don't know, man. Motorcycles have always been my thing. Although there's something that's just absolutely undeniable about the pure ridiculousness that is Italian sports cars. You know what I mean? It's just so impractical and so ridiculous and so off the wall. You gotta just love them. But you know, I'm a motorcycle guy, and you know why? Cars are freaking expensive. You see, I got my own little piece of Italian exotica for literally way less money than a brake job costs on this Ferrari I'm about to go see. And how do I know it costs less than a brake job? Because that's what Matt was doing. I don't know, like I said, even though I'm not a car guy, I can really appreciate exotica. And also, I appreciate the dudes that are into them. Let me tell you, man, most dudes who own exotic cars, I just know this from my friends who work on them, they don't own one exotic car, they own multiple exotic cars. And these companies, Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren, Bugatti, what have you, man, they take care of their customers in a big way. And again, I only know this from talking to my friends who work on these cars and know people from these companies, is owning a Ferrari or owning a Lamborghini, you don't just buy that car. It's a whole experience, you know? I'm gonna be a dick and bypass some of this traffic, but whatever, I'm on a fucking motorcycle. It ain't like I'd take up a lot of room. If it was in California, I'd be lane splitting. God, I got used to that real quick when I was in Cali. Alright, I skipped as much of it as I could, but I really don't feel like getting a big fat ticket today, so I'm going to play it cool. Anyway, like I was saying, I can appreciate dudes who appreciate exotic cars. Because there's this whole culture and club around exotic cars that is just as tight-knit as the one around motorcycles, you know? It's a club that, you know, I'll never get to know, because I don't think I'll ever be able to pay the entry fee to be in a exotic car owners club. But hey, you know, I can appreciate that passion. And I'll tell you, that's why I really like, for those guys who don't really keep up with YouTube stuff, there's a big YouTuber named Jake Paul, and this guy was buying his first Lamborghini, I think, and he got into the Lamborghini dealership. And for those of you guys who aren't familiar with who Jake Paul is, the dude's a total fucking clown. He gives YouTubers a bad name. He's one of these like fake energetic, get into a bunch of shit, I'm 20 years old and I became a millionaire overnight. The dude just total fucking cocksucker, man. I can't stand him. Anyway, the dude was buying his first Lamborghini and going to Lamborghini in Italy to do it. And they were just causing havoc all over Italy and getting involved with the cops and jumping into the rivers of Venice, which is a huge no-no, and just being overall just really disrespectful to Italian culture and to the people in Italy. And so when they went to the Lamborghini factory with their cameras acting like fucking assholes, Lamborghini went ahead and said, no fucking way.
We're not allowed to take any pictures or film inside the factory.
You know, you're lucky we're just selling you this car, but you better put those cameras away, because if you think you're going to get up to your normal hijinks in our factory, you got another thing coming, Bubba. You know, I think they said it fancier than that because they're all Italian, but you know, you get the idea. And anyway, they freaking moaned and cried and said how it wasn't fair and all this shit, and said, oh, I've never been so insulted in my life. And all this crap going to Lamborghini like, yo, we have millions of followers, this is going to look bad on you, and blah, blah, blah. And Lamborghini's just like, you know what? We don't fucking care. You can't do it. And so they left. And I love that. Because guess what? I don't care if you're an overnight YouTube millionaire sensation. You ain't got Lamborghini money, Bubba. The people that Lamborghini and Ferrari deal with personally are on such a whole other level than dudes like Jake Paul. And these are people who appreciate and respect what it means to own a car like this. So trust me, Lamborghini and Ferrari, they don't want you in their car, and they don't care how bad you talk about them. They don't need your business, punk. And I just love that. It's like they're just going, hey, I don't care if you got the money to buy it. Go ahead and piss off. I freaking love that. I love that from a company because it means that they're going to stand behind their values and their mission statement as a company, instead of just going like, oh, you have enough money, we're going to kiss your ass. I really, really dig that. Gosh, I wonder if that Lamborghini is faster than this Ducati. Probably. I mean, bikes are fast, don't get me wrong, but when you get into big horsepower cars, that is something that, unless it's fucking like a H2 or some really, really crazy exotic bike, they're just never going to be able to match it. And something tells me that Matt isn't going to let me drag race the Ducati against the Ferrari, no matter how politely I ask him. What up, my brother? Shit. Oh, I might need your help getting out of this. So, what kind of car? Oh, that sounds fucking cool. What kind of car is that? Okay, 458 Spider. What kind of engine? What kind of horsepower? Because I know people are gonna want to fucking know.
It's a rear engine V8. Technically, it's a mid engine because it's in front of the rear axle, and it's 570 horsepower.
Just being inside this thing is like, this is a whole nother world, man.
and we put race brakes on it.
Yeah. Holy shit. What the fuck? That was unexpected. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, that's like more than motorcycle acceleration.
No, it should be on par.
I was wondering if how on par it is to the Ducati. The Ducati isn't a super sport. It's 150 horsepower. It's not slow. I think it probably got
what's
to
the 0 to 60 on it?
like 2.8.
Yeah,
With a good rider.
This is
Not with me.
I think this is the right about there. It should be like right at. All of these cars are right at like 3.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's just how they are.
Well, I'll tell you, when you're this low to the ground, even 60 miles an hour feels like it's about 100. Dude, thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Downshifts are the best.
Ooh. God, this thing's on such a whole other level. So this dude races this thing?
He tracks it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the factory stuff is carbon ceramic.
God, I hope that noise is coming through. I'm sure it is.
You might want to get this. This is Redline.
No shit.
Yeah. It's actually highly convenient.
You mind? That is fucking cool, man.
Yeah. It's actually really nice because the analog is nice, but it's tough to see when the car's vibrating and when you're accelerating heavy.
Yeah.
So right in your field of vision, you can see it at the bottom. So you don't have to remove your eyes from the road, whatever, and you see lights and you're like, time to shift.
No, it's cool, especially the fucking kind of tunnel vision you probably get driving this thing.
I mean, it's on track. You definitely get tunnel vision for sure because you're worried about braking zone and corner apex and traffic, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then you're trying to be fast. So yeah, you definitely get some serious tunnel vision.
That would never get old.
It really doesn't, and it's like they used to have really terrible radios in them. Like this is like a full navigation shenanigan where you have the whole shebang, and it's just like
a real car.
Yeah, like a real car. and it's really unnecessary because when you get to a certain point, the radio is just you hear this. That's all you hear.
Right.
But it's here, and the best part about it is when like Maserati customers would complain about it, and I'm like, there's really no doing anything about it, like Bluetooth connectivity and stuff like that. They used to have a lot of problems with it because they just thought it was unnecessary. Like, why do you need that?
I get it. I was kind of talking about that on the way here, man. There's just something so ridiculous about Italian Exotica that is like, radio? Are you kidding me? Like, look at what you have going on here. You're worried about a radio? Go fuck yourself.
Well, that's what they used to say is, why do you need a radio? You have an engine. It's kind of the whole point, but whatever. Modern conveniences can't be escaped anywhere.
Yeah.
So
got to bump those jams.
Yeah, right. One of the main things is that the Italians, they don't. You say this nicely. They don't need your input.
No, they don't need you, period. I was telling that story on the way here about how Jake Paul got turned down at Lamborghini. It's like, they don't care if you're a millionaire.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, they don't need your input. There's a really prolific Instagram guy. His name is David Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a ridiculous Ferrari collection. And Ferrari turned him down for one of their like LaFerrari type exotics that are one-off. They turned him down for it. I mean, this dude has like every super expensive, really rare Ferrari that they've built in the last 60 years. Like,
Yeah, and they're like, no fucking way.
you know, 288 Evo, you know, F40, F50, you know, Enzo, and then they turned him. I think he has a lot Ferrari, but they turned him down for something else. I think
Just because they're like, we think you're a dick.
No, just because they could.
There was someone bigger in line.
Or there's somebody that they burned on the last two, so they had to allocate it to him instead, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they only officially build 7,000 cars a year.
Right.
That's it. So if a car's at a dealer, it's already paid for. It's already sold. It's like the easiest new car sales ever. We got a new car coming in. All right. Whose is it?
Yeah. Well, shit, man. Thanks for the test ride, Matt.
Sure.
Like I said, go follow Matt on Instagram. Tell him what's up. Tell him to get that fucking piece of shit bike running over there.
Oh, actually, I forgot to tell you, it's a convertible.
Fuck off.
Yeah. That's what the spider part is.
What? Nothing homosexual about this. Just two bearded dudes having fun in their Ferrari.
Blowing in the wind.